This is BayRadio International, where we regularly catch up with our friends at Blacktower Financial Management, chiefly Christina Brady, every other Thursday afternoon at 4 with me. Right now, though, I'm called an extraordinary meeting and are going right to the top. So this is Group Chairman John Westwood. Now, John, I have to say, I'm feeling hopelessly underqualified to do this. So I'd like to thank you for your time and apologise in advance all at once, if that's okay.
Absolutely fine with me, Rudy. Thank you.
Now, we should have time to discuss how things are looking on the markets, etc. There's the UK autumn budget to come next month. But it was big news for yourselves early this month. This announcement by Titan Wealth Holdings of the acquisition of the Blacktower Group of Companies, effectively a merger that will create a much larger entity on a global scale. So all subject to approval by the regulators. But what can you tell us about the deal and about Titan Wealth themselves that clients especially would be interested to know?
Sure, happy to expand on all of that. I think perhaps a little bit of background on it would be helpful for the listeners. Um, we at Black Tower have been looking really for a new and very serious financial partner for some time. We wanted to expand the company. The company has grown quite large over the last 10 years in particular, and we felt it was time now to take it to the next level. So I started this particular mission really just before COVID hit, and we were talking to a number of very interested parties who wanted to be investors in the group. So we went through our due diligence process. Of course, COVID hit, we went into lockdown. Things slowed down considerably in all markets, and so the progress we were making was also slowed at that time. After COVID, we re-energized that project and started looking again for the right and serious business partner. And eventually we were approached by Titan, which we started to do our due diligence on. This is over 2 years ago now, or about 2 years ago. So it's been a slow, long, and methodical process to get us to where we are today. Titan themselves are a substantial organization. They were primarily based in the United Kingdom, where they have acquired a number of UK financial practices and investment management companies to date. They are a heavily backed organization, backed by American PE capital, and financially strong. I mean, the financial strength is undoubted of the whole group. So we were very happy to open negotiations and discussions with this organization, with a view perhaps of them coming into the Blacktower Group. That has resulted in the recent press announcement, which has led us to Titan Wealth acquiring the Blacktower Group of Companies. And what they are then going to do is merge us into their new Titan Wealth International business, which is just evolving now. And what we will create for them with another company that's already in Dubai acquired by Titan is a really quite substantial international wealth platform, which will have pretty much a global licensing footprint. So bringing these two firms together creates a retail wealth management platform specializing in the international space for expatriate services of something north of $5 billion as we start the business up. So this is a substantial market move. We feel that it's a formative move in the market. It's really the first time this has been done on such a scale. So we're quite excited about the whole journey ahead of us. It's going to take a little bit of time to put this all to bed. We have to get the contracts all in place. And once you do all of that technical work, you have to then get regulatory approval from your various regulators because it effectively is a change of ownership. Now, in Blacktower's world, we have 9 separate regulators that we report to. So we've got to go through 9 change of ownership regulatory approval processes. That will take as long as it takes, and we don't know. We can't control that. But if I said perhaps first or second quarter of next year, we should be, I think, sorted out and in a position to make the global announcement that the deal is completed. That would be the kind of timescales I'm looking at.
That's interesting that you were looking to do this sort of thing yourselves, because if you look at some of the notes, you'd think that you were just kind of spotted by Titan and thought, oh, we'll snap them up. But it wasn't the case then.
No, not at all. We as an organisation are very conscious of the fact that the group Black Tower has grown substantially, as I said previously, particularly over the last 10 years. And I'm particularly keen on making us what I always term as just bigger and better at what we do, bigger than we are, and more financially secure and have more financial strength. And when you get to a certain stage, any business will go through this transformative period. What you need then beyond that is really investors in the group who can take some of the burden away from effectively the owners and management. So I was out there looking for financial engineering expertise to come into the group to take it to the next level. A really, really normal, common thing to do in any sort of small to medium-sized enterprise wanting to grow and grow substantially and strongly. And in financial services, of course, financial strength is absolutely everything. You have to have that financial strength to be credible.
What do you think they saw in you as Blacktower as made it an attractive proposition, if you like? Your coverage, your licenses, and global coverage, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of factors, really. A, that Blacktower as a brand will be 40 years old in January. So we've been around a long, long time. I mean, I believe it or not, I started the company, so I'm still here. So, and our footprint licensing wise is one of the biggest in the marketplace. So to compete with Blacktower, you would have to really be bigger than you are and have more licenses than you are. So we are a substantial global presence organization already. We have substantial funds under management, many, many, many thousands of clients around the world, and a strong presence in the industry. And I think also our brand recognition has developed a brand of quality and trust. And I think those things, when you combine them, are a pretty powerful tool when anybody's looking into the business.
Now, you mentioned your clients, thousands of clients around the world. The obvious question is, how will this affect them? Any advantages, disadvantages? What do you foresee?
Yeah, there are. Well, first of all, I think it's fair to say will be absolutely no change for any of the clients whatsoever in terms of how things are managed. And I will be very confident in saying all I can see from this whole transactional process are benefits for our clients. We will have a whole and expanded range of products and services that we can offer. We will have undoubted financial strength globally. We'll have undoubted financial reach. So if our clients are moving around different parts of the world, we can continue to service them with a bigger machine and a better machine. We'll have more in-house ancillary services, legal and accounting come to mind. So we can tax plan, cross-border tax plan with our own accounting and legal positions within the group. We have our own fund management group within the overall Titan Wealth program. So we will be able to deliver bespoke investment management services and indeed bespoke stockbroking services. So the whole range of products and services that the client will just naturally receive, and by factor of they are a client of ours, will just be expanded and at much greater depth, which I'm particularly excited about, if I'm honest.
So I guess they should feel even more confident that, I mean, it was a solid company anyway, but now there's even more backing and more behind it. You know, not anything going wrong is less likely, as it were.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the company is going to be the biggest company in the international space when we combine everything together. So in terms of market presence, marketeering, again, I keep talking about financial strength, but it is so important these days. That is all going to be larger, bigger, and better than any of the competitors or alternative firms out there. So, you know, we're particularly excited about this move. It really is. Someone said to me the other day, and it struck me, this is really formative for the international financial services world.
As things get bigger, though, but what about the local representation? Because that's you're seeing your clients and being able to see their advisor on a face-to-face basis, you know, just locally. Is that going to continue as normal?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Titan are coming into Blacktower and they're not changing anything. Why would you interfere with a successful business model? What they want to do is expand what we're doing and grow what we're doing. So everything we have in place now, our teams, our management, our offices are completely untouched. They stay where they are. We just want to make them bigger and better.
Okay, so you'll keep us up to date with developments. As you say, it could take some time, but perhaps not that long, relatively speaking, if we're talking next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy to keep you appraised as we move along, and Christina can liaise on that point with you. But yeah, I mean, I think there's very little holding the progress of this transaction up now. We've got over an awful lot of the sort of the legal and accountancy work that has to be done in any transaction of this size. It's just getting all the legal documentation in place and getting that magic regulatory approval, which I have to say is not a problem, it's a process.
Right.
So, but it just takes time
I
when you're
foresee
dealing with.
paperwork. Yeah, lots of it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Paperwork and more paperwork.
Yeah, well, we've got you. Can we just get an early idea of what kind of a year it's been for the markets and investments compared to maybe 2024, which wasn't so great, was it?
No, 2024 was a problematic year. A lot of trouble in the world, a lot of shock sort of movements in the world. 2025 so far has been pretty good, if I'm honest with you. Our own funds have done exceptionally well, um, and we're very pleased about that. The returns we're achieving at the moment are beyond compare. They're above average, so we're very happy. I think the forecast for the next 6 months is not all doom and gloom. We've got central governments lowering interest rates. The states will announce shortly. The UK will announce before Christmas, one hopes. The rates are starting to creep down. That gives confidence to the equity markets, to business in general. So I think the story for the rest of this year is a little upbeat. And I'm pleased to say that we're not all doom and gloom. Obviously, we've got the backcloth of wars in the Ukraine, wars in the Middle East, that's going on. But what that's not doing at the moment is disturbing the financial markets. They have come to, sadly, I think, accept it a little bit that these are troubled areas. And we're all hoping for all that to end, of course, and the troubles to stop. But in terms of financial management, I'm not seeing that ripple effect into the markets causing negative factors.
No, I mean, if anything, very recently, it's been the markets have been right up there. And the IBEX in
Yeah,
Spain across the 16,000 mark just this week, and that's the highest
yeah.
it's been for a long time.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of confidence out there, and also there is an awful lot of money going into the markets. So the tidal wave of cash going into markets is at an all-time high. It is the markets are very strong, and I'm not seeing, as I say, I'm not seeing any form of downturn this year particularly.
Okay. And not all Brits listening to this, but just a quick look at the UK autumn budget next month. It's the 29th of November. But what do you foresee? What are we expecting from that, especially maybe when it comes to pensions that might affect one or two people? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the billion-dollar question for UK residents and UK expats who have got UK pensions. Look, this is going to be a tough budget. There's no two ways about it. The Chancellor has to raise capital, has to cut spending. Otherwise, the UK is simply in trouble. It is in trouble anyway, economically. We have to do something about it. It's going to be mean, and I think it's going to be horrible. I think we're going to see an attack on pensions in some shape or form. They're keeping that very close to their chest because it's politically a hot potato. I think we're going to see an increase in employer taxes, and I think we're going to see an increase in higher rate tax. And I think we're going to see an attack on the housing market. And I would not be at all surprised if we do have the talked about mansion tax coming in for properties between above maybe 2 or 3 million. So I think that's an obvious place to hit. Arguably, she will say, well, people with those kind of properties can afford it. I would say that's not also necessarily true, but yeah, it's going to be tough. She has to raise capital. I'm watching it as closely as anybody else, but it's not going to be a nice budget, I'm afraid.
No, you all will be watching it very closely, I would think, within the
Yeah,
business there. So
absolutely.
just to finish on, John, I thank you for your time once again, but perhaps repeat what we've already said. What would be your main message to Blacktower clients regarding the merger with Titan Wealth?
My message to the Blacktower clients across the globe really is we are really pleased about what we're doing here. We have done all of our due diligence to a massive extent, massive level. We are very happy with the deal, and I see this whole new merger and acquisition only giving positive benefits to our clients.